Hi, this is Mateo Fowler here from Mateo's Tech Travels, and I'm here with Dennis Chenard of the Center for Digital Media. Now, can you tell me a little bit about the center?
Yeah, the center's based in Vancouver, BC in Canada. It's a unique collaboration between 4 university partners, UBC, BCIT, Emily Carr, and SFU, and industry. So at the center, we actually do R&D projects and help incubate new ideas and productions within the game space and also within healthcare, education, and other. And we're doing everything from tablet-based games to wearables, and doing an Oculus Rift project, and a lot of interesting work in development.
Okay, so you guys are also partially an educational facility. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah. So the model of having the 4 universities behind this is that it's a grad school that students will go through and they'll graduate with a degree with all 4 seals signed by all 4 presidents of these prestigious universities in Vancouver. The students are benefiting from working on real-world projects with clients and faculty that are actually from industry. So it's one of the first cases of industry and academia working together in a very effective and integrated way that's providing value to both parties. The students are learning from the mentorship that comes from the companies and the faculty members in the projects they work on, and companies are benefiting from R&D and identifying talent before they even graduate from the program.
All right, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So, you guys have any government involvement or?
Well, the government involvement was in an initial gift of $40.5 million that was set aside to establish a building and get an endowment in place to help launch the program. The program itself is run as a cost recovery model, and the government's interest in what's happening with the center is in enabling businesses to grow out new business opportunities, right, and attract new businesses. So last year we had Bandai Namco from Japan set up a studio on site at the Center for Digital Media, which was on this 20-acre site. And in addition to them setting up their studio there, they've done multiple projects with us and are looking at how to grow out these new business ideas and find talent within the program.
All right, well, you guys aren't limited, though, to games. You're working on other things as well. Can you give us a little bit about that before we
Yeah. So we've worked on projects related to either environmental awareness. We did a project called CUT, which was about illegal logging practices and creating engaging ways for people to connect with issues by using game mechanics. So we did a project on First Nations artifacts, which was a collaboration between a game company, Roadhouse Interactive, and the First Nations Technology Council. And it used the idea of First Nations artifacts and cultural items and Unity, a game engine, to create this balance game which uses environmental elements on a balancing board on a totem pole, where if you build, it's a Sim City-like kind of application where you're building these things out, and if the world comes up and off balance, things slide off. So it was a game that had a serious message around some of the art and the ideology within First Nations culture, but also a game, right? So it's even though, like, we will do pure entertainment projects, but we also do games with meaning, or games for change, serious games, edu games, whatever you want to call it, gamification. A term that I think is overplayed, but I think what we're really doing by using game technologies is creating engaging and meaningful ways to engage with content, right? And whether that's servicing an entertainment need or a serious like healthcare or education issue, at the end of the day, if you're creating a cool, engaging project, what does it matter?
All right. Well, Thank you, Dennis.
Hey,
it
thank
was
you.
really nice talking to you.
Yeah, you too.
All
Pleasure.
right.
All right. Cheers. Thanks.